Well, that's why it's so important that when you're interviewing for a company that you ask that question.
Yeah.
Not being the interviewer, being the interviewee. Say you want to go work for them. If you ask what their core values are and say they don't have an idea, well, that's a red flag. If you don't know what the culture is like in that company, then is it going to be a good place, or are you just rolling the dice? But
Right.
if they know and you know yours, then the likelihood, I mean, there's always a possibility that you go work for somebody else and it doesn't work out. I mean, I'm not saying that that couldn't happen. The likelihood that you align is going to be a little bit higher if they say their core values and they kind of, I would say mostly align with yours. I would say most of the time there's not going to be a company that has core values that are always going to be 100% aligning with yours. But if you feel like you're a good person and your core values are similar, then it's probably going to work out. I mean, people don't necessarily leave organizations for the shitty job. They leave the organization because the people in there just don't get along. So,
Right.
and I mean, it's just like the same concept that employees don't leave organizations, they leave the leadership that they work for. I mean, it's a personality thing. So if you know your values and you ask that question during an interview, it's going to help you be much more successful. And since this is more of a personal core values conversation, I think that's important to bring up because that alignment is very, very important. And then when you are that leader that goes out and starts interviewing other people, well, then you can have that conversation. This is the organizational core values. This is what I feel is important. Since you asked the question, what are your core values? You know, that sort of thing.
Exactly.